Guys, welcome to my channel. Make sure you subscribe and like as we go along. I am not sure about this lighting and I've done everything I could to make this video a little bit brighter, but this is the lighting that I've got. I'm still trying to find a brighter lighting to do the video, but let's move on from that. So today I am going to give you the reason, my personal reason, why I never allow my children to lash out on my ex-husband, who is their dad, that is not in their life. Now, you might say, why? I know that children get angry because they are caught in the middle of an argument or a fallout between two adults, which in my case, myself and my ex-husband. And again, when I'm talking about this type of thing, I try to veer away from looking like I'm trying to tarnish the image of my ex-husband. I'm not doing that at all. Quite frankly, I have a lot of respect for him. I don't get on well with him at all. We don't get on with each other. But the fact that we've made 3 kids together, I have to have that respect for him as a Christian, and I want his children to do the same for him. Now, when you separate or divorce, and especially when one parent isn't fully involved as they should be, or not even involved at all, it tends to affect the kids. Children feel neglected, rejected, and abandoned. And I've heard my children mention that, and I felt really sad about it. And what I did was call them together and prayed over them, or just binding and casting away spirit of rejection and abandonment, because they've got me and I love them dearly. And most importantly, they've got God who loves them very much. They've got other extended families, or they've got my family who care so much about them. So they've got people, but you know, it's their dad, so they will feel annoyance and rejection that someone is not really making strong effort to be a strong part of their life. So I'm just giving you like a little background story why I'm bringing this topic to light. But despite all of that, especially last July, and I'm gonna put the link, where we couldn't go to Nigeria because my ex-husband wanted, instead of signing for consent for us to go, he wanted all of the documents. And if you're a single mom and you've been in a battle with your ex-husband, you know what that means. Once you hand over the documents belonging to the children, you may never even get them back. So I didn't trust him and I refused, and I just simply said, could you just give us a consent letter so that we could go? And that wasn't done. So we couldn't go to Nigeria. It was completely cancelled, and we were looking forward to going to Nigeria, where I showed the children the pictures of my friend's house that we're going to stay. They were expecting us, and of course my children were very, very angry with their father, especially my eldest. And I said to them, do not make any derogatory remark against your father. At the end of the day, he is your father. Now, like I said, I don't care what goes on between me and your dad. You must respect him. This is a strong, I would say, rules laid down in my family. And in fact, a few times my ex-husband has been to visit the kids. I'm sure he's surprised how welcoming they were to him, and how they accepted him and respected him, because this is the foundation I've laid as a mother. I don't want you to speak against your father in that sense. However, you might be sitting there thinking, well, how do they express their anger? Yes, they are kids and they're allowed to express how they feel about someone who's not part of their life that should be. What I instructed my children to do, or what I sort of like helped them towards doing, is journaling. And I said to them, if you're angry, write down how you feel. Just go straight to the point. I am disappointed because dad did, or I'm disappointed. And sometimes they could write about me, because I can be quite annoying mom. I'm just like my mom. My mom used to annoy me when I was a teenager, and I see myself seriously annoying my daughter. And I laugh because, oh my goodness, I've become my mother. But I know, because I want the best for her. And I say to her, I know I'm being annoying at the moment, and I know you're angry with me. That's absolutely fine. She's a really good girl. But sometimes, you know, we fall out and I become the really annoying mother. So it's not just my ex-husband, it's me too. And I said, instead of lashing out and cursing me out, which they would never do, write it down. This is how I feel. And for me, the type of person that I am, and I praise God for that, I always know when I've pushed my children. Because also the Bible said, do not push your children to the point of them being extremely angry with you. So when I annoy my children, I put my foot down, because I am a very stubborn person. what I do is afterwards, when everything is settled and the dust is settled, I go and speak to them and say, you know, the reason why I wanted to make sure that you did this is because of this. You give them reasons, okay? I never really got that growing up, but then I grew up in Africa where parents just tell you that and that's that, and you do not speak. In fact, sometimes I get scared speaking back, even as old as I am. But my children are free to speak to me about how they feel, but they cannot say bad word. They cannot curse me. They cannot disrespect me, but they are allowed to express their anger. So single mothers, if you want your children to receive the blessings of God for them and you want them to live long, which is what the Bible said, they cannot curse your ex-husband, their father. Okay, and single fathers as well, if you want your children to live long and if you want God to continue to bless them, they cannot say any bad word against their dad, against their mom. Sometimes I've heard of single parents that will give their children a phone and to speak to their, well, speak to your dad, tell your dad that you hate, and children go on the phone and go, I hate you, dad. You need to stop doing that. Allow the child to truly express themselves. And if they hate their dad, sit down with them, ask them why, comfort them, explain to them, yes, daddy is not here, and yes, what he's doing is wrong, but I am here for you, and you're going to grow into a wonderful, amazing person. And when you grow up, it's up to you to want to build your relationship with your father or move on with your life. This is exactly what I say to my children. So when they grow up, if they decide that they want to be there for their father and love him, I will support them 100%. And if they don't want to do that either, I will support them as well. So it is what it is, but we must not get our children to speak curses on a parent, on your ex, okay? You must keep it between. If I get angry with my ex-husband, I can get on the phone and cuss him out, although we don't do that anymore because I've blocked him. But I could, when we couldn't go to Nigeria, I was so angry and we were shouting at each other backwards and forward over the phone, not where the children were as well, because I've learned so much reading books and trying to make sure that I have a complete calm family. So I move away from where the children are when I'm having a proper argument with him, because I need to really express how disappointed I was with his behavior. But I will never allow my children to be in the middle of that. I just comforted my children, and if you watch some of our videos, we ended up we couldn't even go to Barcelona because we were supposed to go to Barcelona, and that flopped as well. And then we ended up going to London and we had an amazing summer. In the end, I didn't know where we couldn't fly, you know, and I lost the money, which I'm going to leave the link so you can hear that story. But everything, I gave it back to God. I said, God, I don't know why this happened, because initially my ex-husband wanted us to travel. He was ready to do it, and all of a sudden he didn't want to. He was asking for all the documents belonging to the children. Can you imagine how mad I was? And for me, when I get angry, I get really angry. I was so upset with him, and the children were extremely disappointed. But I was the one who cursed him out, not in the presence of my children, but my children never said any bad word. And I said to them, if you think it, write it down and express it exactly how it is. I am disappointed that dad did not sign the consent. I'm using myself as an example. But all the bickering and all the fact that I didn't get much help, my children are not happy about it. But they would express it just as it is. I am not happy that this is happening. Just to let you know, Mom. And I say, okay, well, I'm here and I'll do everything I can to make you happy. But do not speak any evil word or anything derogatory about your dad, okay? So just rounding up, this is a very short video, but I will urge you to try and make sure that your children are not speaking against your ex in that manner. And yes, they're allowed to be angry, and yes, they're allowed to express their disappointment and their annoyance, but they can do it in a different way rather than saying, Dad, I hate you, Dad, you're a bastard, or Mom, you're such a bitch. I've heard kids say that. It's not good. Not my kid, though. I've had children of a single parenting family say that in anger. And do not use your children against your ex by getting them to get verbally abusive over the telephone or even face to face. You cannot do that. You're bringing curses on your children. Honor your father and your mother so that your days will be long. Basically, when you do that, you will live long on this earth. Okay, God never goes away from his promises. So don't lead your children to a shorter life and a miserable life cursing their parent or their estranged parent, your estranged spouse. Okay, don't do that. It's not right. Or even when you're in a relationship and you're still together, do not get children to get angry at their father or mother to defend you. Okay, they have a way of expressing their anger that an adult can hear them without being verbally abusive or even physically abusive. So be very careful, protect your children. I'm all about protecting children, because in the end, they're the ones who are stuck in the middle of this bickering. For me, if it wasn't for my kids, I would not even be having a conversation with my ex-husband. Like, I'm done with you, dude. I'm like that. But because the children are in the middle, I need to protect the children. I need to make them feel better about what's going on. I need to make sure that they come first. And I need to make sure that I do not allow any curse that comes with single parenting and all the bickering of husband and wife and adult relationship to affect them so much. Yes, some might splatter here and there, but you can push it away. It can easily be swept away in the name of Jesus. But everything else, don't dig holes for your children, okay? So that's it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please, I would like you to give me a thumbs up and share my videos with other single moms, because the last one I did, I got emails from people saying that it was absolutely wonderful. So I really appreciate your comments, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Do it now. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Have a wonderful week. Mwah.